Hi, welcome back. This little lesson's titled, How Should I? How should I? Now, on this channel, I actually have, I've got a handful of subscribers, a few dozen, but I only see a very few views on most of my videos, less than 10. And I typically have quite a few more than that tell me that they watch them, but they do not. I guess they're saying that to make me feel better. I don't know. I've been told more than once that I'm a negative preacher. And I suppose I get that. You know, Paul told Timothy in 2 Timothy 4:3, depends on what translation you read, but he said that when the end is near, that people will want to, they'll want somebody that'll tickle their ears, or other translations say people will have itching ears. That they won't put up with sound doctrine, but they'll gather speakers that say what they want to hear. And I'm not here to tickle ears. I'm just here to speak the truth. It doesn't make a lot of difference if you believe me or not. Compare what I say to the Bible. If I'm wrong, then let me know. Many times I've said publicly that I'd rather have a small handful of true believers around me than hundreds of what I call plastic Christians. There I go getting negative and insulting, but okay. Maybe I should have said wimpy people. I don't know. I'm not comparing myself to God's greatest prophets and men of the Bible, but you know, there's a pattern in the Bible. The Israelites really thought Moses was a very negative and harsh individual. Not too many generations later, they said the same about the prophet Samuel. Right at the end of the period of the Judges, you know, Samuel that anointed the first kings of Israel. As a whole, most of the Old Testament prophets were rather negative as they tried to wake up God's people to see the error of their ways. Mostly they were ignored, some were persecuted, some were killed. You know, in the New Testament, John the Baptist was rather negative, going around and shouting, "Repent!" And yeah, a lot of people liked what he had to say, but the religious leaders sure didn't. And Jesus himself openly defied, actively opposed the religious leaders of his day, the same ones that had trouble with John the Baptist. And after Jesus ascended to heaven, the book of Acts shows the opposition that the apostles faced as the church was established and then expanded. Even the book of Revelation starts out with those 7 letters to the 7 churches, and for the most part, they're a little harsh and negative. No, I'm not here to tickle ears. I'm here to preach the word, whether you like the way I do it or not. I don't know how I should do it any other way, except preach the truth. And the truth is that sometimes it's clear that the modern church is less than God's plan. And I've talked about that in other videos. Am I a negative preacher? I don't know. Probably. You know, if you agree with what I have to say, you know, it sure would be nice to get a few comments once in a while, a few encouraging words. If you don't agree with what I have to say, I'd love to hear why, and maybe I can learn. I guess right now I'm just wondering, is anybody listening?